totally uncontrolled. You see them, you know, they throw punches from all angles, they're kicking, they're picking things up. That is violence. Boxing isn't about that. No, it's not about violence. Violence is uncontrolled aggression. Boxing is about controlled aggression, where you control the aggression that you've got. It's not violence, it's controlled.
Boxing is not necessarily about violence. I mean, people do tend to get the wrong end of the stick about boxing. They think, oh, it's just pure violence and the whole concept of it. You know, you look at the blood and all that, but really it's more to it than that. It's a sport, really, you know.
Violence is just uncontrolled, you know, there'd be arms, legs, everything going, but it's not like that. There's strict rules in boxing. You're only allowed to hit certain parts of the body in a certain way. You know, you can't hit round the back of the head, you can't hit round the back, you can't hit in the kidneys. You know, it's a case of, it is controlled. You've got a target area, and that is what boxing is all about. You've got to score a point by hitting that target area, and it's the art of hitting that target area without getting hit yourself. You've got to be controlled. If you're not aggressive, then you're not likely to be a very good boxer. So you've got to have the aggression in you, but you've got to be able to control it. It's being able to control it and think what you're doing while you're controlling the aggression, which is what makes a good boxer. Boxing is a sport, and it's an art. Ballet dancing, you know, you see the way they move so well, and a good boxer moves so well. You know, it is fantastic to watch a really good boxer. Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, you know, they were there all those years ago, and it was just fantastic to watch them, the way they made the opponent miss with a punch, the way they rode a punch, the way they countered a punch.
Boxing for me is, it's what it means to me is the world. I mean, like, I love it to bits, and like it's part of my everyday life as well, and my lifestyle and what I do. And I have to like make sure I've got to be running every day. I have to be eating the right food. I've got to be training right and getting the rest in, and that's alongside my normal lifestyle of going to work and, you know, normal everyday things. So for me, it is everything, as well as all the other things in life. It's a part of life as well as a love for the sport. It is my life at the end of the day.
Part of the boxing training is the discipline and training yourself mentally. You know, it's no good getting in the ring and thinking, oh, he's going to beat me, because, you know, you've lost the fight already. Physical fitness and mental fitness, and the mental fitness comes with the physical fitness and the training that you do. And it comes with the sparring and the coaching and the technique. You know, it comes, the idea of all the coaching that we do is to make what you do in the ring come as second nature without even thinking about it. So that when you see somebody throwing a punch, you know, just without even thinking about it, you just move, you ride it, and you throw something in counter. You see him slightly drop a hand, so you move forward and throw a punch. So whatever you're learning in your coaching and training sessions, hopefully it will end up that it will come like second nature, and then that's what wins the fights.
Hands up. I want your hands up continuously. Even when you relax and talk away from me, I want these up to get them stronger. Let's go. Otherwise, become a habit. Back foot up. Step.
You know, they come in here, they're not in here to mess about, they're in here to work hard and to learn, and they expect us to look after them because, you know, that's the main reason that the coach is here. He's got to look after the welfare of his boxers. And the way you do that is to make sure they don't injure themselves when they're training, so they warm up properly, and also when they're sparring, that you know, you don't let them get hurt when they're sparring, because obviously they spar at all different levels. They spar with each other, which is good for the new boys to spar with the more experienced boys. It's good for the experienced boys to take it easy with the new boys, you know, because they're learning control. And with the new boys, you know, it's the better the boxer you spar with, the better it brings out the best in you.
Yeah, no hard feelings against the person I sparred. I mean, I'd be totally wrong. If anything, the only hard feelings I do have is against myself if I've had a bad spar. And then, like, I just usually go back to the person I sparred and say, well, what do you think? You know what I mean, was it alright? And it's always good to ask things from their perspective. They could be any level, they could be a novice, someone that's only boxed for a month or so, 2 months. And it's always, I always tend to get their feedback and see what they think about it and what I could have done, what I should have done. So there's no hard feeling whatsoever. You should never have hard feeling at someone that you sparred. If anything, you should have hard feelings for yourself.
You get the boys in, it's like anything, you know, a gang sort of culture, they stick together, they look after each other, don't they? Well, that's what you find in here. You know, you get it, and the boys are all sparring out there, and you see some of them, if they're sparring with a fairly new boy, they say, oh look, try this. You know, they're there, we work together, they're all friends, they're all teammates, and we've got quite a good team feeling here with all the boxers. They all help each other out. They don't take liberties with each other, and a lot of them go out together, as I did when I was boxing. You know, we'd go out and we'd meet in clubs and all that sort of thing, and if anybody did get in trouble, you would be there by their side. And you know, it is one of those things, you do build up a good relationship. When I was boxing all them years ago, I've still got friends from when I was boxing there, you see, so it just seems to build that sort of comradeship. And the fantastic thing I like about boxing is that you can be in the ring, you can have a real hard fight, and when you get out, you're friends.
Now you said you could do 10 rounds. How many is that?
All kids should get into boxing and get into it at first, but like the good thing is that it can teach them a lot of discipline, and it can really, you know, get them focused into their lives, and they can mature a lot better, and you know, they can just grow up and be, you know, level-headed and know what's what, and not to be getting angry and getting into trouble and stuff.
We've got a couple of the parents that have come up just recently and said that their boys were having problems concentrating at school. Since they've started the boxing, they're actually doing well in school, and their results are doing far better. So it certainly does, with the discipline and the concentration, it makes a lot of difference in all sorts of different ways.
How it's benefited me is just taught me a way of life. It's just taught me how to just be fit, be strong, be healthy, and just know how to look after yourself, because they've looked after me. And then it just makes you realise that you do have special people around you that want you to succeed, you know, in the sport.
That's it. Go left, right, just shoulder. Just forward.
We've had a boy start today, and he's absolutely hopeless. You know, you tell him to throw a left hand and he throws his right hand, he's tripped over his feet, He's got no coordination at all. But we've got a couple of other boys in the gym that are like that, or were like that when they started, and it's fantastic to see how good they are now. And again, you know, you're teaching them a life skill. You're teaching them how to look after themselves. Again, when I say to some of the parents when they say, oh, I'm not sure about our boy getting hit, and I say to them, well, you know, it's happened to me when you're in a situation where you can't run away, because if there's more of them and you get the chance to run away, get out of trouble, that's the best thing to do. But there are times when you can't, and then you've got to be able to look after yourself. What I want is to make sure that they can look after themselves. Gym was started in 1948 by, again, Dickie Gunn. Now Dickie was, again, was a very, very good boxer, but he had problems with his nose, and it ended up putting what actually happened, so I was told that when he was in the army, he was boxing in the army and he was doing very well. He was thumbing a lift home one day, and a wagon load of, an army load of soldiers pulled up in a wagon. The driver said, oh, jump in the back. He went to jump in the back, somebody kicked him off, and he grabbed the guy and I think knocked him out, but the rest of the lads obviously were friends of his. They got out and they beat him very nearly to death, and it finished his boxing career, that's the story I understand. But he loved boxing, he loved it, he lived, breathed, he did everything for the club. He spent so much time down there, and he was the one that sort of produced all the top boxers. Well, at one time, Hayes Boxing Club was one of the best clubs in the whole country. You know, we had Chrissy Finnegan, Kevin Finnegan. Chrissy was, as you probably know, was 1968 gold medalist at middleweight. Kevin Finnegan, when he turned pro, he was sort of Northwest Divisional Champion, ABA Champion. We had Mickey Piner. We had so many champions at the time. We had, it was one of the best clubs. And then obviously over the years things change and we haven't done a great deal for quite some time, but over the last sort of 10 years, and you can't just turn the club around overnight, it's starting to come back, and we've had this new gym here now for, I think this is the 4th year, and what I found fantastic with this new gym is the old gym, which was only out the back there, which was a concrete shed, no windows, one door, dark and dingy. People used to come in and I think they were intimidated by it. You know, it smelt sweaty and all that. But since we've had this gym here, it's so light and airy, it's right on the main road, and we are getting a massive amount of new boys. And, you know, the more people you get through the door, the more chance you have of getting that one that's going to be a champion. And we've had some fantastic results over the last few years, and I'm just hoping that we're going to build Hayes back into one of the best clubs in the country again. We've got some good trainers now, we've got the right facilities. You know, we're trying to get the club well known. We're having the mini minors here, we've had schoolboys here, we've got the junior ABAs, Northwest Divisional Championships here. So, you know, when the boys and the visitors come and see the facilities, hopefully they come and join us, and hopefully, you know, we shall keep developing and getting some good results.
Actually, my younger brother's 24, he's been boxing the same time. He's won the London Novices, so he's won a title for this gym. And I've been in 2 ABA semi-finals, that's like that noble level, and I've lost at the semi-finals at welterweight last year, and like middleweight this year as well. So I've gone pretty far, and you know, I've achieved quite a bit, but I've never really quite got there. I haven't done enough to get my picture up on that wall. Hopefully that will happen either as an amateur or as a pro, but I'm sure as a pro I'll definitely will win something. I'll win a domestic title.